After more than 5 years behind bars in Russia and being accused of espionage in 2018, Whelan's homecoming has been bittersweet. Upon his release, it was hailed as a major diplomatic breakthrough, especially since he was sentenced to 16 years in a Russian labor camp. But getting back to a normal life has been difficult, to say the least. My 6 o'clock co-anchor Carolyn Clifford met up with Whelan in Manchester, where he now lives with his parents and is trying to reclaim his former life.
Paul Whelan, once a corporate security executive from Novi, had his life stripped away from him. He was taken into custody in Moscow in December of 2018 while attending a friend's wedding. Russian authorities accused him of spying, charges the U.S. government called baseless from day one.
What was it like when you were first taken?
I'm in my hotel room. One of my friends is with me. We're getting ready to go to the wedding dinner.
That's when Whelan says 20 officers from the Federal Securities Services, the new KGB in Russia, lined the hallways and stormed his room.
FSB comes into my room, violently arrested. They say, "Mr. Whelan, you're under arrest for espionage." And so I said, "I haven't committed espionage." And they say, "Well, we think you have."
Whelan says he first thought it was a prank.
But it got real very quickly. They said, "Look, America arrested Maria Butina and we want her back. Kind of take it easy, chill in your cell, don't do anything rash. This will be worked out."
Whelan says he felt like a pawn. He says as a citizen of 4 countries, he had 4 passports on him.
Born in Canada to British parents and grandparents from Ireland, and I'm naturalized American. So I have 4 passports.
Whelan says the FSB claimed the passports were fake and America had provided them.
The foreign ministry in Russia said, no, they are real. He is a citizen of 4 countries. It's legitimate.
Russia claimed he was a brigadier general in the Defense Intelligence Agency and a secret agent. He says Russia provided no proof.
People will still in the back of their minds say, was he a spy?
I was not a spy. I've never been an intelligence officer.
He was sent to a prison built in the 1800s, lodged in a cell with 2 steel beds bolted to the floor 23 hours a day inside with 1 hour in an outside cell.
It was 15 steps from the doorway to the bed.
He was fed cabbage soup, chicken feed, bread and tea, and sometimes had no water. In 2020, he was sentenced to 16 years in a labor camp. He was awakened every 2 hours with a light in his face.
It's sleep deprivation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not good. We say it's torture. They say it isn't.
Harsh conditions and limited communication.
The camps look like Dachau and Auschwitz. They're built in that same manner.
He also dealt with repeated disappointment as he was left out of high-profile prisoner swaps, including the deal that freed WNBA star Brittany Griner.
Is there any moment in your mind where you're like, I may never get released, I may die in this labor camp, or were you always optimistic?
I was optimistic. The U.S. government had said they were coming for me, and that means something, especially to veterans.
His family always in the media, pressing for his release. At one point, he got so ill, he needed emergency surgery for a hernia. No medication, no sedation, just an epidural and a mirror to watch. In a hospital he says would remind you of the TV show MASH.
That was probably the scariest, moment.
Whelan's long-awaited release came alongside 15 other Westerners in a deal President Biden called a feat of diplomacy. He was first off the plane, greeted by Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
President Biden took the flag on his lapel. He took it off and put it on my shirt. And so I've got that. I wear it sometimes. That was just one of those kind of nice moments.
After 20 days of evaluation in Texas, he had to find his own way home.
I came home to no home. My house was gone. I didn't have a job. Cars were gone. Finances had been used over the years to store things, to, pay attorneys.
Whelan says he's been denied unemployment, health insurance, and at 55, although he's highly qualified, his 6-year work gap puts him out of the running for many jobs.
So it's kind of like, you've left the workforce to raise a family and you've come back and people are like, yeah, you did have a lot of training and experience, but now you've got this gaps. It's fortunate for me that I've had the help that I've had, but it's still extremely difficult.
Now he's back home with his aging parents in Manchester who escaped Germany during World War II.
So there are just normal kind of daily activities and chores and things, and I've just been, focused on a lot of that.
And he's working to get his life back on track.
I've been working part-time in the security realm, doing some things for some attorneys I know, as well as my advocacy with Congress and whatnot. But I'm just kind of slowly getting back into the field that I'd been in.
He says there are so many people to thank for their support, including a local dentist, car dealership, and others like Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who visited his parents, Alyssa Slotkin, sending text messages, and Haley Stevens.
From the moment that I was arrested to today, she's been supporting me.
He was taken and stripped of his life. He lost his job, he lost his home.
Congresswoman Stevens rallied Congress, writing legislation and helping to change laws to improve aftercare and treatment of hostages like Whelan.
Paul Whelan's story has led to real legislation. We passed not only a hostage recognition day, but we've also carved out some resources. But he surely came home to a real mess. We are continuing to look at that. I'm continuing to push for it.
He says he knows he's got a long way to go in his healing, but like the motto, no soldier left behind, he knows he's got people he can call on for help.
That's the thing that I like, because they haven't forgotten. They haven't moved on. They're still there.
When I asked Whelan who is at the top of his list to thank, he said his family, of course, and former President Joe Biden and all of those who worked under him fighting tirelessly for his release. He is in the process of writing a book about his journey and has set up a GoFundMe. If you'd like to see the entire interview, go to our website, WXYZ.com. Carolyn Clifford, 7 News Detroit.
An ordeal few of us could ever imagine. Paul, we're definitely thinking about you and your family.